Hello, hello everybody. I am back again and we are in a series on things that we can make with one sheet of 12 by 12 paper. So this time I'm using cardstock and it's double-sided, but we do something different. So all I did was cut the little strip off first, okay? And I am going to go down here and I'm going to cut this at 3 inches. So here's 3 inches. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that in just a momento. I am going to cut another one at 2.5 because I'm going to make a little tag booklet thing and I'm going to use this punch, and 2.5 is as big as it'll go. So that's why I did a 1/2 inch there. I would have kept it on straight inches if I could have, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Okay, and so we're going to go in here at another 2.5, and I'm going to make this shorter one. So I turned my paper sideways. So I've got 2.5 by 6.5. That'll make a nice tag right there. All right, and then I want to cut this. I think I'm going to cut it right at 3. I've got an idea of something I want to do with that. Now this one that's left over is 3 by 7, 8, 9.5. Let's cut it. Cut. I sounded so country, didn't I? Let's cut. Yes, 9.5. So let's cut this one at about 4 3/4, roughly. Okay, give or take. All right, now we are going to get our scoreboard. I can't tell you how much fun a scoreboard is. I love this. This was a good investment right here. But if you don't have one and you do have a paper trimmer, sometimes you can get a paper trimmer where one of these will be a cutting blade and one will be a scorer. Right now I have 2 cutting blades on here because I don't usually score. But on this one, if you wanted to score, all you've got to do is line your paper up and take, you can use a butter knife, anything, and just go right down in that little crease. So you don't have to have a scoreboard. It just makes it a little bit easier. Okay, let's see what we want to do. On this first piece that I cut at 3 inches, so it's 3 by 12, I'm going to turn it this way, and we want to score at 3, and we want to score at 6, and we want to score at 9. All right, now I'm going to make a little accordion fold booklet. Okay, so I'm going to fold that one in, I'm going to fold that one back, and I'm going to fold that one in. So now it's just it's a little booklet. You can add it to your journal, and when you open it up, it opens like this, or it opens like this. You can add photos, you can add sentiments, anything you want to. You could even wrap a ribbon around it and tie a little bow, make it look like a little miniature journal. And you can even, if you want to, I know I'm giving you a lot of ideas. Hopefully I don't overwhelm you, but you could go in here and glue this side and this bottom only. Leave the top open, and you've got a little pocket. You could put a tag in that little pocket. And you could create cut a little half circle divot in there too if you wanted to. All right, so there's one thing we made out of that. All right, this guy is the one that's 2.5 inches wide because I want to do a tag punch thing with him. So this is my tag punch. It'll punch 1.5, 2 inches, or 2.5, and it just makes a little tag topper. So I'm going to put that down in there, and if you want to double check and make sure you got it right, you can flip it over, and I'm just going to cut that out. So I've got a little tag right there. All right, I want another one here. Okay, so I've got 2 tags. Now, what I want to do is get as many tags out of this as I can. So I'm going to pull my Dumaflachi back out, my paper trimmer. Oh, I wished I'd have done this first. Okay, cut this in half first. Do as I say, not as I do. Isn't that what they say? Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. Now, you can either have 2 tags. There you've got 2 large tags if you want them. Or you can make 4 kind of short and fat tags. And that's actually kind of where I was going with this. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to put that in there. And as you can see, I have punched both ends of that. I just thought it would be cute. I just had this idea, something I wanted to try. I shouldn't try it on camera, huh? That's okay. And actually, I was going to cut this, but I don't think I will. I think we'll just fold it, okay? So we're just going to fold it up, and I'm going to crease the bottom. This is called Learn As You Go. We could do the other one. Let's go this way, just to be different. So we have 2 that are different. And try to line that up a little better. And I'm just going to crease that. Oh, how cute is that? Now look, you can glue these 2 sides down and across the top if you want to, or you could add a ribbon and leave one side, like glue one side together, but leave the other side open, and it would become a little pocket. You could tuck something back in there as this is tied together. So, or you could tie the 2 together if you wanted to, loosely up here, so that you can actually have a flip up. That would be cute too. Okay, let's see what else we can get into. Let's make something pretty. Okay, here is a piece that is 9.5 by 4. That looks like a, let's see what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to cut this one in half. So I'm just going to make a little bump. See, I just made a little bump. It's just a marker so I can see where the middle of that is, because my lines are so worn off of this I can barely read it. Now, let's take this and let's make a little miniature envelope. Of course, it's not as miniature as some of the ones that I make, because I like little bitty things. Okay, now look at here, little bitty envelope. You can leave it open, or you can glue these 2 sides down, or you can glue the back down to your page. Say you glue 3 sides, bump, bump, bump. Leave the top open, okay? If you glue that down to your page, you would have a pocket here if you left the top open, and this would open like this if you wanted it to, or you could glue this one down and just make that part open and have a pocket there. So there's just so many different options that you can do. Y'all are getting that, aren't you? There are so many different things to do. Let's see, this one I forgot, measures 6.5. How's about, I'm wanting to do something like this. Okay, and we could cut that right there, and we could have a little corner tuck spot, or we can keep on trucking, kind of like we did earlier. I'm going to score it this time. See where this line is right here? I'm going right past that line, about 1/4 inch on my scoreboard, and I'm going to score it, because I want it to fold right where I want it to fold. And now here's one of those little miniature pockets like we had earlier. And this back piece, you can fold it up. Okay, 2 things. You could cut this off and use it for something else and just have this little pocket. Or you could trim that part off, fold this up, have a little pocket here. I think I'm going to cut it off and use it for something else. That's what I think. Okay, so now I have another little corner tuck. All I need to do is glue or stitch across the bottom, and then glue or stitch here and here down to a page, and I'd have a pocket behind it, and I'd have a pocket right there. Cute, cute, cute. Now this can always become a cluster. That can become the base of a little cluster, and you can put some frou-frou on it and some words and some book pages and whatever, and it just would become a little embellishment. It could be a page tab. It could be anything in the world you can think of. Okay, this guy to me, I think, needs to be just a little bitty book. A little booklet. Now, So once it's folded up, it's going to measure 2 1/4 by 3. And you can take some coffee dyed pages and cut them the size of the, this open size, which is 4 1/2 by 3. I'd cut them just a slight different, a little bit, maybe 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. Fold your pages in half, put them in here, and put a staple, 1 or 2. You can stitch them. I've even stitched in tiny ones too, just because it's fun. And there's a little miniature journal for your other journal. And just me personally, I like to round corners on little things like that. It just makes it look so much cuter. Okay, so there's that one. Ooh, what are we going to do with this? Let's see. What can we do? I've got 2 of these left. I'm thinking one of them could be, oh, I have an idea. Let's go. All right, I'm going to fold this. Hold on, I'm thinking. I'm going to fold this in half. I started not to go all the way, but yes, I will. I'm just going to fold it in half like that. Score it down, and I'm going to take this left-hand side this time, and I'm going to fold it in almost to the middle, not quite, about 1/8 of an inch from the middle. Fold that over. There you go. Glue or stitch here and here. You've got another little pocket, and I'm just not really liking that sharp corner, so see, we'll just take the little corner off, and it makes the cutest little bitty pocket. Okay. What shall we do with, we've got one more piece, which you could use it as it is. You could do some fancy stitching. You could cut a little half circle and it just becomes a pocket. You could put it on the side of your page and stitch it down the edge of your page and maybe stitch the bottom too. And it would just be a little tuck spot here and here. I mean, there's just so many things you can do. There's no right or wrong here. You can just have fun with it. We could cut it in half and make 2 long tags out of it. But I think I am going to fold it in half. And what I would do, I would go to my machine and stitch. Like I said, if do I want to round? I was deciding if I want to round it. You don't have to stitch, guys. If you don't have a machine or you don't sew, you do not have to stitch. You can glue every bit of this if you want to. So this, I would glue or stitch all of that down. I might leave the top open and put a little skinny long something down in there, a little tag or whatever. You could punch a hole here and tie your ribbon and you've got another tag. So here we go with another wonderful one sheet ideas of things that you can make with one sheet of scrapbook paper. And I'll tell you something, you could even use the strip that I cut off. That's the top that had the hole in it. You could even accordion fold this, not accordion fold, but fold it over and make a little ruffle there if you wanted to. So you could just ruffle this and then you could stitch it down or you could glue it down. And actually your ruffle, see, it's going to hide that little hole so nobody would ever know. These are great to embellish down the side of a page, across the top of a page this way. They just add so much. So anyway, guys, I hope I've inspired you to go out there and get creative again today. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.